Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my country craft corner out here on my back patio today. It is a beautiful day here in Virginia. Not too hot, although it's getting there, it is heating up. But I thought I would come out here today because I love to do my hauls out here if I can. And it has been so stinking hot as of late, I just haven't been able to do it, even with the fan blowing on me full force, which I don't even have to have out here with me today. It is a beautiful day, just a beautiful day. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to have my health. I'm happy to have all of you here joining me. Thank you guys so much. Let me take a moment here before I get started with my haul, and it is another fall haul. I got some other stuff too, just a couple of other things from And That I want to show you, but I have a haul from And That and Hobby Lobby today. But let me take a moment to welcome all of you new subscribers. I so appreciate you subscribing and giving me those likes and comments. I so appreciate it. You will just never know how much. It just touches my heart every time I see a sweet comment and see a like. I really appreciate it. I wish I could do more for you guys, but you know, I give of myself and I share my, what some say is a talent, I don't know, with you guys, and I appreciate the outpouring of love that I receive back. I love you all so much, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Obviously, I'm a sap. For those of you who have not seen much of me yet, I'm a sap and I'm menopausal and I cry at the drop of a hat. Although I think I'm on the other end of menopause. I'm feeling much better as of late. Not as many hot flashes and whatnot, but I still get them every now and again. And some of you have told me that I probably will get them for quite a few more years. So, you know what, girls, you just deal and move on. What can you do? We just soldier on, right? All right, here we go, on with these hauls. Let's start with the Hobby Lobby haul, because what I did at Hobby Lobby, I went there this morning, and what I did at Hobby Lobby is pretty much just restock myself with a few things that I had already gotten and used in that massive fall wreath that I made yesterday. And I'll put a little card up there in the right hand corner of your screen, and if you want to go take a look at that massive wreath, it was a grapevine wreath that ended up to be like 35 inches tall and 25 inches wide. It's huge, and it makes quite the statement, and I was very happy with how that ended up working out. I did, you know. But anyway, so that's what I did at Hobby Lobby this morning, but y'all are going to be chuckling at me because that's pretty much what I did. Let's start out with, whoops, there goes a pumpkin. Let's start out with my pumpkin garland. I used this on my wreath yesterday. Everything, all the fall at Hobby Lobby is now 40% off. So this started out to be, come here, $30, so 15 or a little bit more than $15 for this. I really liked how this worked yesterday on that wreath. This is really nice because each pumpkin, if you can see, has like a stem. So you can bend the stem and kind of point the pumpkin wherever you want it to go. So I really like that. It's just not pumpkins sticking out willy-nilly. You can arrange them and put them however you want them to go. So I really like this for that reason. And they only had about 4 or 5 left, and in my experience, you guys, sometimes they don't get more than what they put out. Sometimes, now at Easter time, I did remember that they kept putting out, like I kept going back and getting more of those gold egg garlands, and they kept replenishing those. So maybe they will. Maybe they'll have some more of these that they put out. But today's Monday, and they only had about 4 or 5 of these hanging there, and there was a ton last week, so I'm not sure. If you want one here in my area, those of you who know you're in my area, if you want one of these, you might want to run on over there this week, see if you can pick one up. So, anyway, there's that. And then the other thing that I used for that wreath that I was had in mind to use somewhere else were these picks. The more subtly kind of rusty looking pumpkins and leaves. These are each $5, so about $2.50, a little bit more each. I've got 4 of these. Aren't they pretty? Look at the bling on the pine cones. I just love that. I think that just to add a little sparkle. Who doesn't want to add a little sparkle, you know, at the holidays? Even if it is Thanksgiving and everything's supposed to be muted and fall colors. I love fall colors. I think they are just so pretty and rich and gorgeous. So I got 4 of those. And then, let me retrieve this pumpkin that fell. I got 2 pumpkins. And each of these was $3.49, so 40% off of $3.49. I don't know, maybe in one of my fancy bows that I've been making as of late, I can put one, you know, just one in the center of one. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, but I thought they were pretty. So, picked up just a couple of those. And again, with that bow in mind, thinking, I love these little acorns and a little pine cone on there too, and some leaves. And you know, these are, I have 4 of these, and these work really well to turn on one another. Either to put them on a wreath and a bow in between, a lantern swag, you know, and put a bow. So I got 4 of these. Again, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with any of this stuff right now, because I've not started to decorate for fall, and will not probably for a couple of weeks yet, or maybe even longer. I'm not sure when I'm going to start. So anyway, got 4 of those. Then, as those of you who have been with me for a while know, my living room and dining room, I'll put, for those of you who have just joined me, I'm going to put a little card up there in the right hand corner again for one of my home tours for my living room and dining room spaces. And that way you can go look at that and see what I'm talking about here if you want to. Of course, you know, only if you want to. But I do tend to use like a, I don't want to call it seafoamy green, but for lack of a different way to describe that green, it's kind of a dark seafoam green, and teals, and I do with khakis and grays. And I know it kind of sounds like, what is she talking about? She decorates with those colors. But in those rooms, it works. And I explain about how we did our pieces of carpet in there. We've got hardwood throughout the bottom level, but we have pieces of carpet that we got from a local carpet store. We went and we picked out really nice carpet, and then we had them bound. We told them the exact measurements to what we wanted for each room, in the dining room and the living room, the foyer, family room, the kitchen, eating area. And we have one kind of color. They're both the same patterns in the dining room, living room, and family room and kitchen areas, but the kitchen and the family room is more of your browns and khakis and those colors, whereas the colors in the front of the house are more grays and khakis. And eventually I want to get my walls in there painted a greige and some wainscoting in the dining room. But in the meantime, I just augment in those rooms with that pretty green color. And I do it throughout the seasons. I don't only do it for, you know, all of my cozy country decor throughout the year. I also, when I switch out my decor for fall, and then again when I switch it out for Christmas, which are the 2 major holidays that I do anything in that room, and I also did some for Easter this year. So, but I always try to incorporate that green color in those front 2 rooms. They sit on the, reason I say front 2 rooms is they sit on the front of our house, the living room and dining room, with the foyer in the middle. So with that in mind, I picked up 4 of these picks. This is the color, kind of the color green. It will pull that color green out of it. I'm not crazy about these leaves, but they'll blend okay. But I got 4 of these to be used in my lantern decors, or, you know, to sit around on shelving, or to augment my fall decor in there. And I already have a good bit of fall decor. This is our 4th fall, I believe, in this house. So I've really been, you know, collecting a little bit like this, you know, a little bit each year that we've been in here. So I will just be adding to the decor, and I use the greens, the light greens and silvers and golds, both silver and gold. And I think I am going to be using both silver and gold in there. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Why not, huh? So that is all I got from Hobby Lobby. I really just needed to, I went downstairs yesterday when I was doing that big wreath, and I figured out that I don't have a lot of, I told Chris, I said, he went down there with me. I said, I thought I had some extra foliage laying around. Most of my stuff I have in Ziploc bags, and I have them labeled as to where I had them, like the kitchen table lantern, the island lantern centerpiece, the dining room table centerpiece. I've got everything labeled, you know, and very organized. And so when I do go to decorate for fall, it should not be too difficult to know what goes where. And I am sure I will do some things differently than I did last year, but I tried to make it easier on myself when I put that stuff away. So, but I knew I needed to get some more foliage because I didn't have a lot down there at all. It was all in Ziploc bags and earmarked for something else. So this is something that I did need. I'm sorry, I have one more thing. Actually, 4 more things. Jeanette, I bet you can figure out what I'm talking about because you mentioned it in your comment. Under my wreath from yesterday. I went and I picked out 4 more of these spheres or balls or whatever you want to say. But y'all know what? Again, for those of you who live locally to me, I know you live locally to me, they don't have but 2 more of the ones I used in that wreath, the pumpkin, the ones with the pumpkin on it. They only have this type. I'll try to get it closer to you with kind of the dark oak leaf on it. And then they do have one more more of these. Well, I bought 4 of them today, but and then there's another kind, but that kind of, there's kind of a lime green color in those, and I did not care for the lime green, but I have 4 of these. And again, I don't know whether I'll use them in a lantern or if I just set them on a table or even just pile them in a basket. I just think these are just the prettiest things. They are not very breakable. I do not know. Maybe they're resin. I don't know what. No, they're not resin. I don't know what they're made of. Let me see if I can put my glasses on and figure it out for you. Hang on. I don't know whether it says. Spheres, fruits, and nuts. Made in Philadelphia. Oh, excuse Philadelphia. Made in the Philippines. I'm such a dingbat. I can't even read with my glasses on, you guys. Oh my goodness. Made in the Philippines. Well, that's different. Hobby Lobby. It doesn't say what it's made out of. It's not glass, although I don't know. I don't think it would break. I mean, I wouldn't throw it at something and, oh, let's test it, but it might crack, you know. So anyway, I love these. I think these are awesome. So I did pick myself up 4 more of these since I used the 4 that I had purchased last week in that big old wreath. So there we go. All right, let's move on to my and that haul from yesterday. I got this yesterday morning. I was going to do this haul yesterday, but I started doing that wreath. Honest to goodness, you guys, I walked in my garage yesterday and went, I feel like I want to use that grapevine wreath for something. And 10 minutes later, I was in on the island making that wreath. That's about how much planning went into that thing. And it turned out so pretty. But anyway, all right. When you walk into and that, the very first thing you see is all of their fall, you know, little accent pieces. And they've got some cute stuff this year. They really do. I also went in there to pick up a few other things too that I will share with you. Not that you are real interested in that. First of all, I got us some choco covered candied Virginia peanuts. And y'all know that I said that Chris is allergic to peanuts, but he loves these and he can eat a few. He can eat, you know, a handful a day and not be bothered. But he loves these, so I picked up these. They were a whole $1.99, and they are not good for my diet, but they're tasty. I got those, and then the only thing that's not a craft, and I really don't have that much to show you, to be honest with you, but the only other thing is I found this, you guys. For the longest time, I used Dial soap, and I love the smell of it. It was like the spring fresh smell. But again, here I go with menopause again. As I've been going through menopause, my skin is just not as moist as it used to be. So I do use body lotion sometimes. If I get dry patches when I use that soap. So Kristen actually is my daughter, is the one that put me onto this Dove Go Fresh Cool Moisture Beauty Bar with cucumber and green tea scent. Boy, does this smell good. And it is so moist. And my skin has turned around since I started using this. It's not just, I don't have as many dry patches. It makes my skin feel wonderful. So if you guys are having any trouble, if you're not allergic to Dove, or anything like that, and want to give a moisturizing body soap a try, sometimes I use just body wash from Bath and Body Works, but I tend to like to use soap, and this is very mild and very nice. So anyway, this is what I use, and I like it. And that was everything I got that wasn't something to do with fall. So, but I just have a couple things to show you, and here we go. Got this little pumpkin. It's a little, it's made out of material like a stuffed pumpkin. It was $4.99. Of course, everything is priced as is there. But I love the plaid. A little stem on the top. Some raffia, little berries. Really cute. Again, I have no earthly idea what I will do with it, but I will find something, I'm sure. I thought it was cute. Then, kind of kicking myself, because this owl would have been really cute to add in with the flowers on that big wreath. I don't think I could incorporate him now, because I've got it all straightened out, but he is really cute. This would be really cute for a wreath. But anyway, I thought he was cute, and he was $7.99. Feathers are soft. So he'll end up on a shelf somewhere, though. He'll be cute. That was him. And then two more things, which I was really excited about. Me and my red truck theme this year for that one corner. So they're going to be in one corner. I better stop buying stuff, huh? But I keep seeing it. Look at these little pumpkins. I wonder if there's some way that I can attach these. I'll figure it out with my engineer husband. He'll help me figure out some way to set these up, maybe on the rungs. I don't know, but I got two of these. Aren't they cute? With the little red truck and the sunflowers. So cute. So, two of those. Love them. And that's it, you guys. That's all I got. So I haven't spent an exorbitant amount of money, and I don't have my receipts. Couldn't tell you how much I spent, but it wasn't an exorbitant amount. I'm just kind of trying to remember and not overbuy this year. I have a lot of places to decorate though, and I do decorate the entire lower level. So even though it seems like I have a lot of stuff, it gets spread out pretty quickly, and I don't have as much as I thought I had. So that's why I wanted to augment or replace, not augment, but replace what I used for that wreath. Yesterday I wanted to go ahead and replace it because I did have someplace in mind for that pumpkin garland, and I did have someplace in mind for the picks, and then I just saw these on, as I was passing by. These were not out that I saw anyway. They probably were, and I just didn't see them. But I did pick up some of these. I have some of these already here, and I remembered last year that I was like, oh, I need more, and they didn't have any more. So I quick picked these up today. So there's always a method to my madness. And, I'm itching. I'm itching to get to decorating, but it's still, it's what is today, July 31st. So, I've got to wait. I've got to wait a little while longer, sometime into August and maybe even September, you guys. I don't know. But anyway, I just thought I'd come back with this haul, and I always say this, I don't know what's next in the queue. I always come up with something though, or I always get myself into doing something, and I don't sit around and think about, oh, what can I do for YouTube? Honestly, maybe I should be doing that more, but I kind of just share what I do when I do it. So, but anyway, again, thank you all so much for your subscriptions. To you folks who have been with me from the very beginning, thank you for sticking with me. I think I've kind of grown and gotten a little bit more comfortable as we've moved through the year here. I won't have this channel open for a year until I think it's October the 7th or 8th, something like that. So I'm not even to a year yet, you guys. So this has blessed my life, though. You guys have blessed my life. Such a blessing. Not gonna cry. But I am yammering along, so I'm going to hush right now and just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye. Wait, I'm back for just a second. Look who came to visit. Toph, looky here. Hey, Toph. Hi, Dover. Hi, Dover. Hey, good girl. Hi, there goes Sam underneath there. Hi, Toph. Hey, Toph. Say hi. Say hi, folks. Oh, she's so sweet. All right, you guys. Now I will say, until next time, y'all take good care.